And when he was young, there's a beach, like the sea over there. So in the summer times, they went to the beach, to the water down there, this way. The good thing about cities is that there are benches to sit around. And when it's dry and clean summer, I don't care, I can just sit on the grass. But for now, we don't have much clothes. And yeah, I'm gonna get wet and dirty. So now I have to stand. And I would say the stroller is a better help than the stick. So normally when I walk, I use the stick. But we're on the 4th floor. Dima is not able, his knees is not also so best anymore. So he cannot like take it up and down 3-4 times a day. So it is what it is. He will walk the dog sometimes I will, sometimes we'll do it together. But now he just wants to show me where he's from a bit. Where he grew up. And why he probably likes to be so much in nature, not in civilization with many people. Starting to understand him more and more. Dima says back in the day, all the young kids and boys and younger men hung out here and used these walking paths instead of the city streets where like the system and police could be or everything that wasn't the best ones. Everybody was walking here, but then you couldn't see all this building, it was just nature. And he said there were no tourists then. There's not many tourists in Latvia, but he says when we go to the beach, I'll show you it was more natural ones. And I can be able to walk there. And now he will show me that it's a bit more like touristy, the beach area now. And Chica likes the new smells here as well. She loves nature too. Tu shelter albo dwa postawili, byłoby zajebiście też na shelter tu chodzić. Czasami nockę sobie pospać. A shelter here too would be nice, so just to make like grill and sleep one night or two sometimes here would be an awesome place. It's cold now in December, but a fireplace does help or in the summer. Dima says when they were younger, they did hang out here and make fireplaces without any shelters. They didn't care back in the day before the internet. They came here, made fireplace and hung out, the young people listened to music or drank or ate together and just hung out a lot of the time. And they were safe because only people who lived around here was here. No tourists, no dangerous people, only the kids from the block or youngsters from the block. And I guess they had a good community if they felt safe, everybody. And yeah guys, I'm sorry with the shaking of the camera, but I try to walk as good as I can, but sometimes I do start to limp a bit still, and I don't think I can fix that. So we do already have a GoPro that films better. You cannot see the shaking as much, but we don't have a proper computer right now. We don't have a computer at all, like really. I have a Chromebook back in Denmark in a storage unit. We don't have like a computer we can edit videos on and stuff, so we already have one step at a time, guys. I have to look here so I don't fall. Where he's taking me? Ooh, deep in the forest. I really don't have shoes for this, but I cannot really wear no more shoes anymore, guys. It is what it is. It's either flip-flops or that. More. Będę miała mokre nogi chyba. Yes, there were even like some spots here then. I don't know if you can recognize this now. But he says there were some spots when people had some beer or some food or something left over. They even left it some to the next people coming or to some poor people coming around, and they knew where to find something sometimes. So they helped each other. Back in the day, I hear over and over again that people were better at treating the neighbors right and thinking of each other. The internet is not really doing us a big favor, guys. Sometimes I think back in the day it was better. Even though people struggled, they understand the struggle and helped each other in their struggles. Now a lot of people are just like minding their own business.
Ладно, до Джейна, если к вам это хуёво не дойдет, Не пам'ятам я уже эти дерева, ну так вдоль дороги ховали эти броварки под шатами. И каждый ведал, где что сховано.
He says the shop we showed you behind the block, everybody went to the shop and bought some stuff, some food, some drinking stuff, and went to the beach here. And then the people who couldn't walk the whole way could or didn't have much money, could find stuff on the way. And they knew what bushes to look in, where stuff would be. But there's not so many bushes left now. I was around here, he says. Then the better walking, the better carrying could carry, and the one who couldn't carry or have so much money, they could look in the areas here to find some leftovers from the other people. That's a sweet story, I like it. Even though beer and stuff like that is in the world, I think it's a nice story. Here Dima says there was one more playground or a place to play ball. I'm like, how do you recognize this? How do you know how we find home? But he says, this was my home. I remember this place. Even though it's changed a bit, you can recognize the place. That it was here. Kids played, youngsters played ball here once. Okay, Dima's mama was right. There was just a big dog, big husky, which a young girl couldn't barely control. Clearly not disciplined, and discipline doesn't mean beat your dog or when they try to be overexcited, aggressive, or too much to give them sweets, as some do. This girl did that by barely holding the dog, so we took Chica up a bit, but she's fine. It's okay, Chica, nothing happened. Now she's afraid. Yeah. Guys, don't get a big dog if you're not ready to understand its language and to train it properly and be able to handle it properly. Because that's when situations happen, when dogs turn aggressive because you don't read the signal or listen to the signal. Have a little dog, especially if it's your first dog, guys. What I specifically often see with big dogs, and I'm no expert, but it's like with kids, when they cry around the sweet area in the shop, you can give them sweets there, if that wasn't the plan, because then you show them this behavior. It's working. The same with the dogs. If your dog is pulling on you, being too aggressive towards other dog, you should not just give them candy, because snacky snack time, to distract them, because it might work for a while, but you're actually just telling them they're behaving well when they're misbehaving. He said when the Soviet Union collapsed in 91, here was once military, but now we're entering the tourist area.
Когда войско было, тут не было дороги, не было мест, только войско было, только местные ходили. А в 95-м як вийшло, то тут люди вагули боялись заходить. И тут никого не было.
In Soviet times, there was only military bases here. There was not even a walking path through, and people were afraid to walk here. Even in the beginning, when the Soviet Union collapsed, nobody was walking here. They were afraid of if there would be some army here. Only people from the forest came here. But now, no signs of the army. He says, see, tourists started, and the tourism area started, and garbage started. I'm sorry guys, I don't have a bag with me to collect garbage. I would sometimes, but it's not the time. Now I'm barely walking, trying to survive this tour, but it's awesome to see where he's from. We're coming up to the street. Идет пляжа. Here was the army. This was only a street for the army. Only army transportation came here. They had bases over there. Where's the beach? Where's the water? Gdzie jest ta woda? To taka plaża, czy co?
Там кто-то знал вас, блогер. Но он там, где туристы ходят. Тут и туристы не ходят, тут только местные, тут мало. Ну, в лете доезжают, самоходы заставляют на дороге. И идут. Но в Шишке туристы идут там, где автобус. Один блогер доезжал, показывал, что нагрузил, тут прыгу и тут заехал, показывал. Но такие местные места он не показывал.
He said there was a blogger once that came here and he made videos and showed all this area. But he showed more like the tourist area, not the locals area. We're showing you guys. He says there probably are some bunkers here. It's just after Soviet times, a lot of people came here collecting in the bunkers and on the streets. There was so much metal to collect here to convert into money, to sell, to make something of.
На дороге святло было в Шишку, видишь, святло, хуя, ну тут для войска. Туристов.
Tourist, he says. He says.
Тут святло было, а в 91-м року, когда войска вышло, то тут Шишки начали выкапывать, вытягивать, и до 2007 року тут и святла не было. Ну там по самой главной дороге, тут его и так не было.
Okay, he says then after the army, actually when the army was here, when they had bunkers and the army here, they even had like street lamps of metal. But after the Soviet Union collapsed, poor people came here and collect the lamps and the metal and everything they could use. So you cannot really see what's left. He says like it's stopped to being a place you can find stuff in 2007, around that date. The Soviet Union collapsed in 1991. Колапсовал в 91 roku, tak? Całkiem wszystko, czy jak?
Ну, войска вывели в 91 року, и тут начали, даже камни вытягивали с дороги. Вот эти камни для городцев, для Шишки.
Yes, I'm laughing, but it actually shows how poor people were. He says there were even like stones on the streets you could walk on, not like this. They could walk on for the army, not for the people, but even the stones in the streets, he says people started to take. They could use it to rebuild their lives. But everybody so poor they needed to take it, and said why needed they to buy when they could get it for free here. They stole everything here. You see that no army here. Probably can't even find anything in the ground now, but it is also over 30 years ago now. Well, see, war is closer to some people than others. Don't judge.
Даже ехать не можно, видишь?
Oh, there's camera here, they say. Oh, you cannot drive with cars here. Where is the video? Did you have sex before me? What are you saying? He says, what camera? When we were young, we used to have sex here. Oh, Lord, have mercy.
В 90-х роках не было nic, разумеешь, тут вольность была.
He says in the 90s, here was the freedom. Here people met together, hung out, heard music. Obviously hooked up as well, now I know. All y'all have a past. Dima says there will be the water. Hallelujah, man, because I'm tired. Just once you could drive here with the car for the water, but now you can see you can barely walk clearly here. Chica's getting a bit dirty here too. It's more paws. He says the water will be there soon. He wants to show us before we go back. some water here. You see, there's been some cars here, but Dima says only probably workers, not like regular people. I cannot walk there now, it's far and it's not like walkable now, but it says probably this way there'll be a bunker, and probably this way there will be a bunker. They're everywhere around here. Look how many fallen trees. Okay guys, I'm gonna make a little break because I'm in pain now. It's too much. Dima forgets. That for the shelter, for burning. Sorry guys, there's a mini bunker, he says. Maybe you can go there, sit a little bit, Dima. I need to sit soon. Nie może tam wejść ani nic. Stay away. We're gonna try to make a little break here at the bunker. He just says go in this way. It's a better way to walk. I know how much better it is. Let's try. Oh, that's so sad. I like to walk once. It's even difficult to walk once. To walk now. I'm sure not gonna be a sportsy girl again. Oh, look at that. That's a bunker. One of the smaller ones, he says. Really discreet, yes. А где они-то входили? Look, this was windows, I think. They are blocked, you cannot go in them. Zablokowane, co? They have tunnels on the water, on the ground, he says. Okay, finally we're finding rest on the bunker right now. Look, these small green. Mushroom, what that is, I don't even know. Plants. So we are nearing the ocean. This is where Dima also used to walk his dog once, his big dogs once. Normally at this big path I would have a stroller, but this is not great for walking or a stroller. Could at least have a stick, it helps a bit. I wouldn't be able to walk so much without. Thank you Jesus for that. I know I was embarrassed to start walking with that at my age. I gotta do what you gotta do, guys. You gotta use a walking stick, use a walking stick. Who cares if people judge you? Then you know you don't need them in your life. Even Moses had a walking stick. I'm so much better than I'm gonna puke. Or I'm hungry also, I don't know. It can be both. But yeah, it is beautiful. He's right. I understand why he wanted to show me this place. And you guys. It's beautiful. Beautiful. So this is Dima's head from back in the day. Well, it doesn't look touristy at all. It actually still looks pretty natural. Nie wygląda turystycznie, mąż. It looks beautiful. Look, even in December, how beautiful it is. Like, yes, it's not raining or snowing right now. And no heavy winds.
В лете выходишь, тут там вот, в вагоне туристическое место. Кедыш было. А teraz ja myślę, że tutaj nie ma gdzie poklast w lecie.
He says now, maybe not when summer, there's a lot of tourists here. And he said, you know, Red Cross, you know, people who help poor people and poor animals. Here, poor people, poor animals hang out also.
Jedna zima была так, что wszystko было в льду. Люди ходили аж там, где не было вида.
Whoa.
До того статка доходили, ну мы доплывали до неба, но когда был в зимний лед, ходили пешком, но ходили там люди, там их было видно там на горизонте.
He says once the winter was so cold, the water was even frozen. So far, you could even see people walking on ice to the horizon, walk to that shipwreck over there. So там есть статик, да?
Ну по сути, там статки стоят, вон там маяк, один маяк и другой маяк. То вверх за луки такие. Там блогер один ходил, нагревался птичка.
One blogger was there showing everything. It's a popular place in Latvia, this place.